Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is May the 16th. It was another gorgeous day here in Knoxville. I'm going to go ahead and catch up with you all because it looks like we are now live. Yes, we are. Hooray. So I can see your messages now. So hello and happy Sunday. It is May the 16th. Somehow we're already almost halfway through the year. I don't know. I'll talk about how fast time flies, but the older you get, the faster it goes. So just saying. But anyway, this is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Welcome everybody. Thank you all very much. Hello Katie. Thank you all very much for letting us have a week off last week since we did not have, let's see, Karen couldn't walk because it was Mother's Day, and Gwen did not have her Zoom meeting. Hello Betty. Hello Dixie. And I decided not to have the chat last week. So thank you all very much for a break, for a week off. Hello Lindsay. And Lindsay says, hello, I'm back after a long hiatus, and she missed us all. We missed you too. Hello Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. Let's see, it looks like Evelyn is popping in. Hello, Barbara. It is good to see you. Hello, Lisa. But thank you all for a week off. It was a wonderful week off. We did nothing. I mean, like nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hello, Connie. And I want to know, hello, Madeline. We had some new people that chimed in on the chat from 2 weeks ago. And thank you, Barbara. I always have my, I've got Disney stuff everywhere. Hello, Carol Lou. But we had some new people that chimed in on the chat from 2 weeks ago. Hello, Vicki, since we were not live last week. So I do want to mention their names here in just a second. Hello, Elaine. But if you are new with us tonight, and hello, Terry from Connecticut. If you're brand new with us tonight, please let us know because everybody would love to welcome you. Hello, Penny. We would love to welcome you. So we're going to welcome some of the new people that chimed in from the chat from 2 weeks ago since we were not live last week. Hello, Marlene. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, Barbara's welcoming somebody back. Hello, Lori. Hello, Sherry. So last week, since we were not here, hello, Mary from Ann from Dingman's Ferry. I'm sorry. I just butchered that. Hello, Mary Ann from Pennsylvania. Sorry, Dingman's Ferry popped up right underneath that. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Sherry from Connecticut. Hello, Trish. It's good to see you again today. I think John is somewhere in limbo. He had dinner with a friend. I think he's walking back right now, so he should be with us in a little bit. Hello, Lynn. Yep, thank you, Terry. Okay, so the new people from last week. Oh, and wait, hold on. So we already have a new person, new Lori. So this is a new Lori from Michigan. It's Lorrie. So everybody welcome the new Lori. And hello, Roberta. Hello, Tag. It's good to see you. But some of the new people that chimed in last week were Deborah from San Diego. So if she's back, hello, Deborah. Welcome back. Let's see, Denise from Massachusetts. Hello, Sherry. Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry's saying hello to all the new folks. But I'll just say hi to you again. Hello. And let's see, Denise from Massachusetts, Josie, Gina from Dallas. Hello, Carol from Surrey. Let's see, Gina from Dallas, Kathy from Bluntville, and Bluntville is actually not that far from here. So Kathy, if you are here, hello, other Kathy, Kathy with a K. So Kathy with a C, that's from Bluntville. If you are here tonight, you're not that far from me, so you're only like an hour from here. Mary Ann from Ivanhoe, California. Welcome. Lisa from Canada, Denise from Fresno, California, and Kathy from somewhere in Arizona. And hello, Sherry. It is good to see you all. So if any of those new people are back, aloha, Kathy. We're like 5 Kathys already here tonight, I think. I'm pretty sure we are already up to 5 Kathys. But anyway, and hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. So there you are. So I don't know, Sandra popped up or something popped up and it made me say Dingman's Ferry like way early, like super early. But anyway, and hello, Sandra from Naperville. But welcome to the new people. Welcome to the new people that were here last week, that tried to join with us last week. Hello, Myrna. That tried to be with us last week, and we weren't here. So sorry. So I hope I got all of your names. Hello, Kimberly from Phoenix. Yep, and everybody's saying hello to the newbies. So again, if you are new, and hello, Karen from East Tennessee. So what part of East Tennessee? Because I'm in Knoxville. So I'm not as far east as you can get in Tennessee, but we're pretty darn close. So if you are brand new though, do give us a shout out, do let us know. And even if I mentioned your name from last week, since you weren't new live with us last week, still let us know because we would love to welcome you so y'all can see how friendly everyone is. And hello, Loretta. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, and you decide you don't want to see all the highs and hellos. First of all, what a bummer. But anyway, you can grab that little scroll bar and go on over to about 10 minutes because that's when it dies down. But, oh, Karen, I love Rogersville. I love Rogersville. We used to go to Rogersville all the time. We had a booth in a craft mall there. Yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful place to live. I love Rogersville. Okay, anyway, so see, now my brain's gone off on Rogersville because it is a lovely, lovely town. Okay. Shoo. Okay, new people, let us know. YouTube people, say hello. So we had Chris S. was our #1 commenter on YouTube this week. Hello, Debbie, Orlando Debbie. She was our #1 commenter. So I'm just saying, she kind of knocked everybody else out this week. And hello, MJ, it's good to see you. Yeah, she kind of knocked everybody out. She like outdid everybody else. So she gets some kind of an award, a YouTube commenting award or something. I don't really have an award to give you, but anyway. So she was, she was rocking it this last week, keeping me on my toes, answering YouTube posts. But hello, Jean. So anybody who needs a refresher, if you need to see one of our other chats, if I mention something and you think, what is she talking about? Our blog is www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. So if you are new and you don't know where to find things, our blog is ifyouhaveanegg.com. You can go back there and you can find recipes. I'm going to be mentioning several recipes at the end that you'll want to go back and find. You can always go back and visit those. You can print everything that is free to visit, free to print. You don't have to worry about, anything for printing. If you want to go back and watch prior chats, those are available. A lot of those are available on ifyouhaveanegg.com because Jessica transcribes them for me, so she types them out. So for people who do better with things printed, you can always go back there and check those. Casey posts the YouTubes on pretty much on Monday of every week, so you can go back. Hello, Asma. So she goes back and post the YouTube. So if you need to go back and watch the video again, and just as a side note, in case you're new, this lasts an hour. So we have an hour, 30 minutes of classroom, and then 30 minutes of fun stuff. Not that the classroom's not fun, but she breaks them up. So if you need to watch or want to watch the entire hour, and hello, Rita, if you want to watch the entire hour, you can. Or if you just want to go back and watch that second half, like if there was a recipe or something to make that you wanted to go back and check on, she divides them up so that you can, you can watch that also, so you don't have to watch the whole hour again. I will say a lot of people, if they're just refreshing, or like if they just want to hear, what we said again, or see what the comments were, and hello, Evie, people will put headphones in and listen, while they're doing something else, listen while they're cleaning or working out or whatever. Hello, Mindy, it's good to see you again. Or listen in their car. Please do not watch the YouTube videos while you're driving. If you're riding, that's perfectly fine, but not while you're driving. Okay, so news for this month. So this is May. Today is May the 16th, and I do have just a little bit of news. Knoxville girls. So if you are in Knoxville, Tennessee, listen to me for just a second, okay? Quit talking to your kids, quit petting your dog, listen to me for just a second. In-person workshops are changing quickly. So Knox County, I believe, has lifted their mask mandate, which, by the way, John and I are fully vaccinated now, so I didn't have to wear my mask during the chat tonight. Just kidding. There's no one here but me and Dusty. But because of that, as a result of that, restaurants are opening back up. You don't have to wear masks into a lot of places. If you come here to Casey Kitchen Center, we still appreciate, you wearing them, because John and I are fully vaccinated. Not everyone else is. So we do still appreciate that. But because things are changing so rapidly here in Knoxville and in Knox County, workshops are changing rapidly. So currently you can attend any of these workshops if you are in Knoxville, or if you happen to be in the Knoxville area. And you can keep checking Connect for updates. So the connects that you can check are West Knoxville. You can check Thompson Lane and Franklin if you're in that middle part of Tennessee, but it's the West Knoxville one for East Tennessee. And hello, Sylvia. No ball games tonight, Sylvia? You're just at home. But let's see, we have some added. So Mondays at 12:15 p.m. with Coach Gwen, my favorite, at the Cedar Bluff location, which is the main location. That's at 12:15. Tuesdays at 9 a.m. with Coach Gwen Roddy. And hello, John from home base. He's late. He just got back in from his date. Yeah, so he's been on his date with his second favorite person besides me. Probably goes on more dates with him than he does me. But anyway, so Tuesday at 9 with Coach Gwen Roddy. We love, love, love her at Powell. So if you're listening, Knoxville girls, Powell, the Beaver Creek Cumberland Presbyterian, and I know that's a long name, Beaver Creek Cumberland Presbyterian Church location is open on Tuesday morning now. Not now, starting June the 1st. So starting June the 1st, you can go to that location Tuesday at 9 a.m. with Coach Gwen Roddy. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm so excited. I cannot go to the Tuesday morning one, but having the Tuesday morning is just one step closer to having Tuesday night, which is my chosen time to go. Thursdays at 12:15, you can be with Coach Sandy P. at the Cedar Bluff main location. Saturdays at 8 a.m. with Coach Cheryl M. at Cedar Bluff main location. And Saturdays at 9:30 a.m., Cheryl Coach Cheryl M. at the Cedar Bluff main location. So, Knoxville girls, that's your big news. The wellness check-ins, they still are having them at Cedar Bluff, Powell, and Maryville. And this was like brand new news, so I'm sure that things will be changing. Hello, Roberta. Things will be changing quickly, as everything starts to open up. That does mean that the Zoom that Gwen was doing on Tuesday mornings in that 9 o'clock, 9:30 spot, that's going to be pushed out. So I think that's going to be a 10 to 10:30 Zoom meeting for Knoxville. Hello, Cheryl. For Knoxville. So Gwen will have an in-person workshop starting June the 1st on Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock. That means that Zoom workshop will be pushed out. So if you didn't get that email, I think she said she sent like 100 emails. So if you did not get that, please go back and check or contact Gwen, or just, keep an eye out for, sorry, Dusty's coughing. Hold on. So just keep an eye out for that, for that news. Okay. So hello, Linda. And this is what happens when you get old. Sometimes you just cough. So he's okay. He's just coughing. Okay. So keep checking on those wellness check-ins. Thank you again for letting us be off last week. This month's theme, the May theme, is getting stronger. And we are focusing on finding ways to keep everything strong. Our brains, our minds, our emotions, everything strong. And one of the ways that we are keeping everything strong is going to these extra workshops and extra meetings. So the people that went to the 2:30 Zoom meeting today, it was so good to see you all. It was weird. 1 week off, and it felt like I had not seen you all in a month. So I am still enjoying going to the Sunday Zoom meetings, and I hope that those continue for a while because it's nice to be able to see, to put a face with a name instead of me just doing all the talking. But the people that I saw today, and if I missed anybody, I am sorry, but at today's 2:30 Zoom meeting for the Knoxville area, and you don't have to be in the Knoxville area to attend that one, you can just go to your app, to your WW app, go to Connect, and search for West Knoxville, and you'll find our group, and you can join us any Sunday at 2:30 as long as that time slot stays open. So I saw Gwen, Linda, Trish, Kelly, not me, another Kelly, Karen, Janet, Sandy with an I, Sandy with a Y, Mary Lynn, Marlene, Jackie, Christine, Sherry, Roberta, Lynn, Mindy, Marlene, and Debbie. And I hope that I got everyone. Hope I got y'all. Okay. So. Okay. So this changes things up a little bit since parts of the country are opening up. And since we were not here last week, guess what? I'm still going to make you do the thumbs ups and the hearts, but everybody's getting Bravo stickers today. Hello, Deborah. It's good to see you. Yep, I missed everybody last week too. So just because it was Mother's Day does not mean that you did not go to a physical workshop. So if you went to a physical workshop and sat your bottom in a little chair, give me a thumbs up. And I'm getting excited because I think we're going to be doing that super, super soon here in Knoxville. So give me a thumbs up. Looks like lots of you all did that. So there's some thumbs up if you sat your bottom in a little chair, or if you went to a Zoom meeting. And hello, Sandy from northeastern Kansas. And Linda sat her bottom in a green chair. Are they all green, Linda? I just have to know. Are they all green? Or do you just go ahead and pick a green chair? And Marianne was in a green chair too. What is up with all these green WW chairs? But if you went to a physical workshop or if you attended a Zoom meeting last week, let's see some thumbs ups. I can't do a thumbs up because I didn't go to a physical workshop and I didn't go to a Zoom meeting. I skipped out since we took off for Mother's Day. Or if you attended with us live 2 weeks ago or rewatched the chat from 2 weeks ago because there was no live last week. So everybody do a heart. Everybody, because we didn't have a chat. So we're all doing hearts. And everybody gets Bravo stickers for that. So here are your Bravo stickers for, let's see. Oh, Barbara's are white at her studio. So here are your Bravo stickers for attending or attempting to attend or for commenting last week. So everybody gets Bravo stickers. Okay, so last week was chat number 222, and it was called habit stacking. And so that was 2 weeks ago. I just said last week, but it was 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about habit stacking, and we kind of expanded on this idea of using other positive habits. So things that you had, so other positive habits that you've perfected. We've been kind of keeping this theme going. on how to perfect those, or how to, how to encourage new ones, things like that. So stacking might sound like it's the same thing as piggybacking. We talked about piggybacking 3 weeks ago, but it's really about taking that big picture idea. So what's the big picture thing that you want to do, goal that you have or habit that you want to start, what's that big picture one, and kind of breaking it down into smaller, kind of bite-size, things, or micro habits, what are you going to call that? So, my example from 2 weeks ago was like, if you wanted to get back to tracking, but it seemed overwhelming just to go, blah, back to tracking, that you could break it down into a couple of micro steps, like just getting your phone out, deciding which color you wanted to track, looking up a couple of recipes, checking out your tools. So those are little bitty things. And hello, Heidi from Michigan. Oh, Heidi's a brand new egglet. Yay! Hello, Heidi. So everybody, welcome Heidi. She is brand new, Heidi. Thank you for spelling it normally, so I don't have to spell it, but I did spell it. But everybody, welcome Heidi. She is brand new. But those are little micro things that you can do that will lead up to this bigger. So you can stack those, so you start out, just turning your phone on. Just turning the app on your phone. Maybe updating it, looking at it, deciding if you're going to track blue, purple, or blue, green, or purple, checking out some new tools, entering a recipe, these are little micro habits that you can use to stack to get to that bigger, whatever the bigger picture habit is. And in this example, it was just tracking, getting back to tracking. So, and again, we are much more likely to create a habit and stick with it if it's broken down into smaller steps instead of trying to bite off a big, chunk of it. And I didn't use this example 2 weeks ago, but it would be, and you'll understand I'm going to say last week like 100 times. You're just going to have to get over it, even though we were not here last week. But it'd be like if you decided, hey, I want to eat some watermelon, and you had an entire watermelon. You wouldn't just pick it up and start eating it. You would break it down into smaller pieces and start there. So see, I don't know. I just made that up. Okay. So last week, your homework was #habit stacking, and it was to choose one of these big picture, habits that you want to start or restart, and then tell us how you're going to find little things to practice, little things to stack up, little micro habits, teeny tiny micro habits that you're going to use to stack into this new habit. We're supposed to type it, snap it, however you wanted to do, and tag me in it. So we had a tag from over on Connect, and I wanted to point this one out because I don't know your name. I do not know your name. So most of the time when we have, when people comment over on Connect, I know their names. I don't know your name. I'm so sorry. So if you were here tonight, please let me know. But it is Grateful Heart 2021 is her name on Connect. So Grateful Heart 2021 is doing her habit stacking by taking the task of knowing how many. So her big picture thing is like how many smart points to track. So that's big picture. How many smart points am I going to track? How will I know this? Let's see. And so the way she's broken it down is into 2 micro steps. So her first micro step is to go ahead and mark everything that she's bringing home from the grocery store. Go ahead and mark them all with the smart points. So if it's in packaging, if she's breaking it down, if she's, cleaning it, sorting it, whatever, is to break it down. And if it's in something that she can write the points on, that first little step was to go ahead and write the points on everything. And then her second little micro step was to go ahead and put it away. So she didn't just leave all the groceries out. She didn't leave it to, whatever. So like if there was pretzels that were pre-marked or whatever, she didn't leave them out where she might be tempted to eat them. But she pre-marked them and then put them away. So so she did 2 little micro steps to get back into this, habit and being able to track and know, what it is. So that was some good stacking. Mindy is stacking after a few months, several months, way too many months of driving back and forth. I mean, hundreds of miles. I'm sure over the span of this time, there's probably thousands of miles that she drove back and forth, caring for her mom, who sadly did pass away, but now she's helping her sisters, after their mom passed away. So she's still having to drive back and forth to help them with things. But Mindy is a successful long-term WWer. So Mindy, I know you were here a few minutes ago. If you are still here, how long have you been doing Weight Watchers? How long have you been a Weight Watchers member or a WW member? But I feel like she is a successful WWer. I follow her. I've been watching her. I love the way she does her collages when she posts things. So I feel like she is very successful. But her habit stacking, what she's doing, so these smaller things where she's breaking them down, so it's things that she did before, and she wants to get back on it, because now life's starting. It's not normal, and it's not going to be normal for a while, but she's trying to make it feel more normal and trying to get back into some of these old habits. So some of the things she wants to get back to, these little micro habits that she's doing. So she's hydrating. So that's one little micro habit, getting in the habit of hydrating again, keeping herself hydrated. And then she started adding protein to meals again, and we talked about that today during the 2:30 Zoom meeting. And her lunch sounded fantastic. So having protein at meals again, and another little stack that she's adding on there is she is checking out the new Obey, and I think that's how you pronounce it. It's OBE, and the E has that little symbol over it. What is that little symbol called? But anyway, it's the Obey exercise opportunity on the WW app. So I'm super anxious to hear how that is. Has anybody else done Obey? OBE, the Obey on the WW app. So I'm anxious to see how that works out. But she's stacking. She's stacking, and that's a great job. So she looks like she's getting it back under control super fast. And then Sherry has been looking for some inspiration, and she found it by micro stacking some tasks that she's doing. And it's in Debbie. Okay, so Orlando Debbie says she can't find it. So Debbie, I heard that it was in beta, and I do have it on my iPhone. So what kind of phone do you have? I just had to scroll all the way down to where normally where Fit On and things like that would be, and it just was there. So and Lynn says they pronounce it like that when she checked it out after the Zoom. Okay, awesome. But anyway, so Sherry's been doing some little micro stacking. So she's been stacking some micro tasks and things like revisiting the WW app. So that's one little micro habit. And Debbie's in beta. Okay. Rewatching the chats. Yay! You get extra credit for that, Sherry. Extra credit for rewatching some older chats, which I highly encourage y'all to do on YouTube. It's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. And then searching recipes that fit into the smart points that she has allotted herself for the day. And the next micro habit that she's been doing is decluttering and downsizing those clothes that are now too large. So awesome and excellent, Sherry. So that's a reward within a reward within a reward. So bravo to everyone who did their homework this week. And I know it's been 2 weeks, but bravo to all of you all. You did a great job. I think I gave out all the badges. If I missed you, please let me know and I will get one to you. Okay, this week. Uh-oh, Dixie says she can't even figure out how to do the app. So are you talking about the WW app period? Like you can't figure out how to do the app period? Because we do have a chat for that. I don't remember what number it is, but I'll try to go back and find it, Dixie. But it is a chat showing you how to use, just basically how to use the app. So I will attempt to go back and find that after we are done. But this week's topic is for us, okay, and if you're brand new, we are always a week behind because the new topics come out on Sunday. And we are doing our chat on Sunday, and there's no way that I could go over what we just talked about that morning. So, and Take says the old chats are great. Revisit stuff we thought we knew. That's awesome. Thank you very much. So last week, we are going over last week's topic. It is ready to get stronger. And I apologize. I put the wrong topic on the graphic that I made on the If You Have an Egg page. So sorry. It's actually, are you ready to get stronger? Ready to get stronger. So the month of May has been all about getting stronger. So getting stronger mentally, physically, emotionally. Strength training has long been seen as an opposition to weight loss because people think of it as, bulky muscles and men in bulging shirts and trainers that are coming to pump you up. If anybody remembers that, I know how old you are. But anyway, so that's what people think. Think of, when they think of, muscle training or strength training, I don't know, that's what I think of. I think of, big, bulky, and I don't know, trying to gain weight. But strength training can do so much more than build big muscles. So a strong core strength training in here is critical for balance. So if you are my age or older and you're having any balance issues, or if you are trying to, and Betty remembers it, or you're trying to, do any kind of physical therapy, if you're trying to recover from any surgery or anything, core strength is going to be critical, for keeping up with your balance. Strong muscles can help you burn more calories. It can keep you motivated. That can keep, get you up and get you moving. The more you use your muscles, and when you get to be my age, our muscles start to lose their oomph. So, when you get to be over 50, your muscles are starting to lose their oomph. And literally, the older you get, If you don't use them, you lose them. So you have to use them or you lose them, okay? So it does not mean, though, that you have to go crazy, with your training. And Debbie says, speaking of surgery, how is your sister? Really quickly, because we only have 5 minutes to cover this topic. She did have emergency thank you, Debbie, for asking. She did have emergency gallbladder surgery, and she is having a some kind of scope and scrape thing done tomorrow because this has been going on for a long time. She's been avoiding this surgery for probably 6 or 7 years. So this was not a shock. But anyway, she's doing pretty well. And I think she's actually enjoying being pampered because normally she pampers everyone else and they're all waiting on her hand and foot right now. But she is still in the hospital. Okay, so your weekly from May the 9th has a great graphic. It's a gear graphic. And I'm going to use that. So when you go, I highly suggest that you revisit it. So I highly suggest that you go back to your WW app and find that gear graphic, because I love this. They've got it divided into columns. So there's 3 columns and 3 rows. And the 3 columns are, the first column is, I'm super new to strength training. So if that's you, you're column 1. Column 2 is, I've dabbled in strength training. So you would be column 2. Column 3 is, I'm all about strength training. So you would say in that column. Then the rows are, I have gear. So gear could be, like Apple Watch or a Fitbit. It could be a jump rope. It could be tennis shoes. Or I don't have gear. And I don't have gear just means you don't have any gear. Or the next one is I'm geared up for a challenge. So the graph is on the, I don't know what the name of it is, but it is on your May the 7th. It's on the May the 7th. And we will borrow it with the appropriate licensing, back to WW. So we will borrow it. Just watch for that when Jessica posts the notes on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But it's so cool because if you follow those 2 columns, so let's say, for example, if you say I've dabbled in strength training, if you're column 2, I've dabbled in strength training, but then you say I don't have gear, then it says, do you have a chair? You can work out with simple seated exercises. So look, you do have gear. You do have gear. So I think that graphic is a great one. We'll try to go over it a little bit more next week because I'm going to run out of time today. But your homework for this week is hashtag gear up, get strong. And so you're going to gear up. So you're going to figure out which column you're in. Are you column 1? I'm super new to strength training. Column 2, I've dabbled in strength training. Or column 3, I'm all about strength training. And then those 3 rows, I have gear, I don't have gear, or I'm geared up for a challenge. And so your gear might be a tennis racket. It might be soup cans. It might be a chair. It might be your countertop, like your kitchen countertop. And you're going to list your gear because trust me, you have gear. We missed you too, Stephanie. It's good to see you. So you have gear. And if you're a dabbler, or you're all in, you're going to tell us what you plan to do this week. So if you say, I'm super new to strength training. So let's say you're column 1, I'm super new to strength training, and I don't have gear. You can say, I have a kitchen countertop. So maybe what you're going to do is use this to just do some self-weighted push-ups, something like that, because that's going to be your gear, and this could be your strength training. Hello, Kathy. It's good to see you. So that could be your strength training. So you could do that for your homework. So just write down which one you are, new, dabbler, or all in, and then what kind of gear you have. And remember, it could be a water bottle. It could be anything. And then what you're going to do this week. And it doesn't mean you have to go run a marathon. It's just what you're going to do this week. Okay. And then you're going to snap a picture of it. You could get somebody to take a picture of you doing the push-ups. Yeah, Barbara says you can use your wall for push-ups. So you have gear. You have, legs, and you have arms, and you have, Terry has countertops. You got gear. That is awesome. But you're going to do that, and you are going to tag me in it. So if you are on Instagram, you're going to tag If You Have an Egg. If you are, and thank you, Lynn, for posting the homework for this week. Instagram, you're going to tag If You Have an Egg. If you're here on the Facebook page, it's the @ symbol, and If You Have an Egg. Facebook group, the closed group, if you want to join that, someone may share the link to that. You can go ahead and ask to join, but don't forget to answer the 3 questions. And if you're on Connect, it is just @ If You Have an Egg. So do not forget to tag me in it, or you can comment on YouTube, or you can comment on the chat. Okay, so everybody is screaming water at me. So it is time to drink some water. If you're brand new, we take a break at the halfway mark, and I drink some water, and you should drink some water too. Just to make sure that we stay hydrated, and also so that I can talk for the next 30 minutes. So we're gonna, everybody's gonna get a drink of water. The train is gonna go by and it is going to say hello to us if you can hear it. Hello, train. Wow, he's really loud today. So it makes me think that there's somebody down there where he needs to cross. Okay. So do not forget to do your homework. Do not forget. So tonight's second half. This is the second half. Today is May the 16th. And this is the second half of chat number 223. We are still talking about smart swaps. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about smart swaps and it was the salad edition. I did not get to do any of the videos that I had hoped to do because the next day, Alyssa and I were eating the Trader Joe's version of baked Cheetos, and I crunched down on one on this side and found an abscessed tooth that I didn't know I had. So I spent that whole week babying my tooth and living off of applesauce and yogurt. So I pretty much just ate applesauce and yogurt that week. Didn't get to do any of my videos, but 2 weeks ago it was a salad, and I forgot to drink my water. So everybody stop and drink your water. And I love y'all are commenting, so y'all are already doing your homework right now, talking about it. Okay, so the salad smart swaps. So we were talking about swapping out some things, you know, lowering the points, or swapping out things that you don't care as much about so that you can have things that you do care about. So the first thing I'm going to do is hop off. I'm going to hop away for just a second. I've got to get something out of the freezer, but it's going to take it about 30 minutes to thaw. So I promise I will be right back. An hour was too long. 30 minutes is about right. Okay, so we're going to let these two things start thawing. These two things. And then we're going to get something in the air fryer before I start talking. So if you do not have an air fryer, and if you do not already know about my obsession with an air fryer, where you been? Okay, so I'm going to take, this is a Simple Living Products air fryer. I'm going to take an air fryer safe dish, which would just be anything you can put in your oven. So this one happens to just be, you know, a ceramic dish. You can use ramekins, you can use silicone baking cups. And what we're going to get started, we're going to talk about this one next to last, or kind of in the middle. But what we're going to get started is an apple. So I'm going to use an apple core to get the center out. And I'm going to set this apple down in this air fryer safe dish. And I'm going to spritz it with just a little bit of nonstick spray. This is the Smart Balance nonstick spray, and I like it for things like this because the olive oil kind, I don't know. I want some, I don't want olive oil on my sweet stuff. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Truvia baking blend. This recipe, the recipe for the apple is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So you can just go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and search air fryer baked apple, and you will find that. Then we are going to pour about a tablespoon of water into the center. So it's been sprayed, the apple's been cored. It's been lightly sprayed with nonstick spray. I've added some water. I added some Truvia blend, baking blend, sorry. And I like the Truvia for this because it does have a little bit of real sugar in it. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my new favorite granola, which is from Eat My Granola Now. And this is the vegan granola. Yum, yum, yum. So no added sugar in this. So this is available here at Casey Kitchen Center. And I know a lot of y'all are not in Knoxville, but if you're interested in that yogurt, just message me and I'll let you know how you can get it, because we can actually ship it to you. So this is about 2 tablespoons of that yogurt. And remember, the recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, because I know I'm talking fast, but it's because the baked apple itself, and we're going to spritz that granola real quick. The baked apple itself is not the main part of what I'm talking about. We're just going to get it going. So we're going to put this in the air fryer on, and since we have a Simple Living Products air fryer, we're going to scoop. Did you see the resistance I met when I didn't scoop? So you're going to scoop it, don't shove it in. You're going to push the center button, change the temperature to 260, change the time to 20 minutes. Okay, and that's going to go while we're talking about everything else. So the smart swaps that we were talking about today, is a la mode. So it's all things a la mode on the Smart Swaps. And in case you weren't with us 2 weeks ago, again, Smart Swaps, what I call Smart Swaps, and I didn't even know I called them that, but Smart Swaps to me are when I swap something out that I'm, I like it, it's just okay, whatever, so that I can have something that I love, so that I can have something that I absolutely love. So when I was growing up, my dad was out of town a lot. He was a traveling salesman. He traveled for work. Then when he started his own business, he had to travel even more. And even when he was home, you guessed it, he was working. So he worked all the time. But about once a month, he would take us out for a special treat and to make up for all that time, that was spent away. And I'm sorry, Loretta is $2.60 for 20 minutes for the baked apple. And that is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But to make up for all this time that he was gone and working, about once a month, he would take us to a local dive. And I'm going to call it a dive just because I think it was in a trailer. I don't remember. I do remember it, but it was a teeny tiny place. But it was called Taco Rancho. Has anybody ever been to a Taco Rancho, or did we only have that here in Knoxville? And I'm pretty sure it was on Clinton Highway. Anyway, it was a long time ago. I'm 53, so that was like over 40 years ago. But we would go to Taco Rancho, and then we would go to another little place that was in a trailer, and it was an ice cream place, just a little local ice cream place. So he would take us for tacos, and then we would go for ice cream. So we would get one scoop of ice cream. So I would get a couple of tacos when we went to eat, and then we would get one scoop of ice cream, and the world was good. Okay, but at some point down the road, when he was less around and, I was old enough to drive myself places and, life was just different, because I was growing up and getting older and whatever, I started using ice cream as a feel-good getaway. So I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but I started using it as a feel-good getaway. And the only problem was I was getting away to my bedroom. And then the one scoop became a pint. And then the pint became a half a gallon. Now I wasn't taking a half a gallon to my bedroom, but I would go by and get a little bowl or a cup, or I used to love to hide it in a coffee cup because, if you put ice cream in a coffee cup, nobody has a clue. Whatever. Yes, they did. No one has a clue what you're doing. Or I would go by and get one spoonful and eat it. Go by a little later, one spoonful and eat it. One spoonful and eat it. And I could eat a half a gallon. I could polish off a half a gallon in a couple of hours doing it that way. So don't do that. Don't ever sit down with the whole container and always have witnesses. So I was doing this without witnesses. So I still have plenty of food abuse baggage, but ice cream is one that I've gotten way better at it. So I've gotten way better at ice cream. So I wanted to talk about that tonight for our Smart Swaps. Because even without realizing it, over the years, I have devised or developed some Smart Swaps, a la mode that work well for me. They keep me satisfied, and I think that you will find that they get me and you back to having ice cream as a special treat and letting it be a treat without having the feeling of guilt. So that was the biggest thing for me, is for years, I couldn't put ice cream in my mouth because I felt guilty about it. Well, now I do not, because these are the Smart Swaps that I do. Okay, so let me know if you've done any of these, if you have any Smart Swap ideas, if you've got any other Smart Swap ideas for us on, ice cream and ice creamy things, creamy treat things, let us know. Go ahead and comment below and let us know. Comment here, live, and let us know what's going on with you. Okay, so when we're on vacation, specifically Disney, I swap out, so, however many years later, I swap out the ridiculous frozen treats that they have at Disney by sharing them. So my swap out is I still enjoy them, but instead of eating the whole thing, I swap out and I share them with somebody. So I will not buy a Mickey Head ice cream unless I'm going to be sharing it with somebody, and I will not buy a Dole Whip, which is my favorite, but we share it. So this last time we got Dole Whip and we had 3 spoons. And so 3 of us were eating it. So that's my swap out, is that I still have it, but I swap out, I swap out the guilt by sharing it with somebody else. Okay. If we get ice cream out, so that doesn't necessarily have to be on vacation, but if we're ever in a situation where we're getting ice cream out, like somebody earlier said they were from Chattanooga. I love to go to Chattanooga. I love to go to Chattanooga and walk around and go down to the river. They have a beautiful river area, and there's a Ben and Jerry's down there. So now I swap out for one scoop occasionally 2 if we've gotten a lot of steps in, but I avoid the places that cram the ice cream down in the giant waffle cone that's as big as your head. You know which ones I'm talking about, but the giant waffle cone that's this big, and they just keep cramming it in and keep cramming it in and keep cramming it in. So I swap out those places for somewhere that I can have 1 or maybe 2, again, maybe 2 scoops, depending on how much we've been walking and things. And I can be just as happy with the 1 scoop as I am trying to finish that giant cone, you know, before it melts. So I can be just as happy swapping that out. And another thing, in case you all haven't seen these, so I'm sorry, I swap out the giant spoon that I was using to eat directly out of the ice cream container, because I mean it was, and I should have put one out here to show you, but anyway, I swap out that giant spoon with an actual ice cream scoop. So an actual ice cream scoop does not have to be expensive. If you sell Pampered Chef, I'm sorry, they have great ice cream scoops, but this kind of ice cream scoop measures exactly 1/4 of a cup. So I swap that out. So instead of that huge spoon, because this would be hard to just eat, you know, straight out of, you kind of need to scoop it and then plop it out, you know, and then use the little thing to plop it out. So that would be hard to scoop it out, you know, and eat it like I was with the giant spoon that I was running by and, you know, getting that for. Also, I don't know if you know, but cake cups or cake cones, sometimes they're called, they're just the regular little ice cream cones. So this size, if you just use the regular size, and I love these, and I love to eat the whole thing. But if you use this regular size, this is 1 Smart Point. So you can see how big this is. This is 1 Smart Point for a little cake cup or cake cone. I think some places call them. I got these at Food City here in Knoxville. They also have them at Aldi. And at Aldi, they are also 1 point. You can have 2 of these for 1 point. But remember, it's going to have ice cream in it, or it's going to have something in it. So just don't get too carried away. But 1 scoop of ice cream, I mean, I'm not going to put ice cream in this because then I would have to eat it. But 1 scoop of ice cream, see that? That's exactly the right size. 1 scoop, and this is 1/4 of a cup. 1 scoop is exactly the right size for these cones. It's a manageable size. It's small. It's enough to still have, you know, a good amount of ice cream, but you didn't go crazy and you didn't just cram it in there like, you know what places I'm talking about that do that. Okay, so these are only 1 Smart Point. Make sure you get the regular size. They do also have like a jumbo, and the jumbo I think is also 1 Smart Point, but then it jumps to like 3. You don't need the jumbo. Okay, this holds 1 scoop of ice cream. This is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And the sugar cones, if you buy sugar cones and keep them at home, they're 2 to 3 Smart Points. So you could swap out for 1 Smart Point and have, you know, a little more ice cream maybe. Okay, so those are cake cones. So I'll swap out for those. Okay, so what we've got going in the air fryer right now. Another big swap out that I do, and I'll have to show you that when it gets done, but another big swap out that I do with ice cream is, and I just called this hot pie perch. So I don't know about you all, but I love hot apple pie with ice cream on it. Absolutely love it. So I don't know if you've ever bothered to look up hot apple pie served at a restaurant, and what the serving, you know, a serving of hot apple pie at a restaurant, what the points are, but it's like 18 to 33 points. What? 18 to 33? That's more than your day. I mean, 33 is more than your whole day for a piece of hot apple pie. And let's face it, it's the first couple of bites that taste the best, you know, because after 3 or 4 bites, then it's just melted ice cream on cold apple pie. So it's the first one. So I swapped this one out by making my air fryer stuffed baked apples. That is what is in there right now. So we're going to do that when that comes out. We have 11 minutes, which is going to make it perfect to end up on that. But that, again, that recipe is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It's just an apple, some nonstick spray, some water, Trivia baking blend, and some granola. And I've pointed the Eat My Granola Now. I have pointed this at 1 point per tablespoon. You know, you can use your favorite granola. I'm telling you, this stuff's stinking good. So if you want it, message me, because we have it at Casey Kitchen Center. But that, and you can make, I'm going to show you how to make that apple pie a la mode for like, it's going to be minimal smart points. I mean, it's going to be like you know, you're going to save like 13 to 27 smart points. You're going to save 13 to 27 smart points. Okay, and I don't know if this is nationwide or if this is just here in the South, but when peaches come in, I go crazy. We go crazy. So you South Carolina and Georgia girls, thank you for your peaches. So us girls in Tennessee, thank you so much for your peaches. But peaches we go crazy for, and when the blackberries in the summer, when they are wild on the side of the road and you can pull over. So I don't know, do y'all do this in other states? So here in East Tennessee, and I don't even know if they do this like mid Tennessee over, but we'll take milk jugs, just a plastic milk jug, cut the top of it out, and then stop on the side of the road and pick blackberries, because you can see them from a mile away. You know where the blackberries are. But we'll stop and pick wild blackberries. Okay, Deborah says yes. What state are you in, Deborah? What state? Because I need to know if this happens everywhere. And I feel like in Maine, y'all are pulling over on the side of the road with your jugs and you're picking wild blueberries. It's the vision that I have in my head. But anyway, so we'll pick blackberries. So one of the places that Karen and I like to walk has like both sides of the walking trail come June-ish. Okay, Virginia, yeah, so that makes total sense, Deborah. June-ish, yeah, and Dixie says they do it in Missouri. So these Southern girls, y'all know how good some wild, fresh blackberries are. Phew, and now I'm hungry for some blackberries. But yep, and yes, in Arkansas too, Myrna says. So, oh, Heidi says they do it in Michigan. So y'all have blackberry bushes in Michigan. Okay, so I want somebody from Massachusetts or Boston would be Massachusetts, or Maine or somewhere like that, to tell me that y'all do that with blueberries too, because that would just be wonderful. Anyway, okay, and Jane says, yeah, Oklahoma. So fruit cobblers though, crazy. We go crazy for fruit cobblers. So when the peaches come in, I will eat fresh peaches until they're literally running out my ears, and then start all over again with the blackberries in the summer, making cobblers. So if you make, and I'm not going to show you how to make a cobbler tonight because we've done that a few weeks back, or a few months back. I think it was this time last year. But you can go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and you can do, Heidi says blackberries and blueberries. So where are you? What state are you in? But you can go back to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and search. It is peach. Let me see what it's called. It is called Airfryer Peach Cobbler, and I will show you how to make it. But fresh peaches, fresh blackberries, things like that. I'll show you in that one how to use those to make a lightened up cobbler, and you can make a one person, so like a single serving cobbler. You don't have to make a whole casserole, because I would go through the whole casserole, and then adding ice cream to the top of that would just be over the top. Okay, so you can swap out, because remember we're talking about swap out, smart swaps and swapping things out. So you can swap out all the heavy butter, the cream, all that heavy things on the air fryer peach cobbler. You can swap all of that out and use a scoop of your favorite, whatever your favorite low point ice cream is. You can use a scoop of that, and you can have the same kind of treat. And I promise you, the air fryer peach cobbler, you've not tasted anything like it. I did not make it tonight because I knew I would want it. I knew I would want to eat it. But you've not tasted anything like that, I promise. And with one scoop of ice cream, with just a fourth of a cup of ice cream, you can be totally satisfied. Okay. And I want to show you one other smart swap thing before we get out. What's Debbie tempting us with? Hold on a second. Hold on, what's Debbie said? Debbie says take big fresh peaches and warm them in the microwave with a little cinnamon and ice cream. Yep, that's pretty much what that cobbler tastes like. Okay, so we have 6 minutes, so I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, who likes banana splits? Me. So I think everybody on God's green earth, with the exception of Casey Bohannon, she's the only person I know of that does not like bananas. I seriously don't know anyone else who does not like bananas. And she doesn't even like a banana split, but every other normal person on the planet likes banana splits, right? Y'all all like banana splits. Okay, the problem with a banana split is if you get one out, it can be 28 to 33 points. Here we go again, using all of our smart points on one thing. So instead, I'm going to show you how to make a smart swap banana split. And I usually make it in something fun because we're not going to cut it like just like a normal banana split. So we're not going to take, and all my produce has already been washed, just so y'all know. Oh God, Carol hates bananas too. Okay, you're gonna have to figure out something else to put this on. But oh my gosh, and Kathy doesn't either. Y'all are crazy. You're crazy. Anyway, all my produce has already been washed. So we're gonna go ahead and so I want to do something pretty. So for this banana split, I try to make it pretty, and you don't have to have a fancy anything. Like this is like a Goodwill or like a thrift store glass. But okay, well Carol, you just don't smell. But anyway, so I like to use something prettier. So that's, a smart swap out is instead of just cramming a banana, in a dish, you can put it in something pretty. So it's a prettier presentation. And that's so weird. So Carol says the smell of bananas make her gag. That's so funny. That is so weird. Okay. And Betty's doctor told her to stay away from bananas. So you all have to pick something else besides bananas. Okay. So I like, on my banana splits, I like bananas and I like peanuts. Well, peanuts have too many points. So I'm going to swap out peanuts for any brand of peanut powder. And you're just going to sprinkle that in there. This is 2 tablespoons of any brand of peanut powder. Then I'm going to use sugar-free, wherever it is, sugar-free chocolate syrup. So the 2 tablespoons of any brand of powdered peanut product should be 1 smart point. And I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of sugar-free chocolate syrup, and you're just going to kind of drizzle that on there. And then we're going to do some more bananas. So I like peanuts, chocolate syrup, bananas, ice cream, and maraschino cherries. That's what I like on my banana splits. So I'm going to add another layer of the banana. Ooh, and Tega makes hers out of nice cream. That's so yummy. Okay, and then we're going to add some more peanut powder. Some more of the sugar-free chocolate syrup. And I should have done, and I just accidentally did it on the side, I should have done like Mrs. Petal Java does and dressed the inside of my glass, and that's mine, so I get to lick it. I should have dressed the inside of my glass with the chocolate syrup. It's so pretty when she does that. Okay, and then I also like chocolate chips. I like, yeah, Debbie, I don't really put vanilla wafers in my banana splits. But instead of chocolate chips and more chocolate things, whatever, because I like a lot of chocolate in there, I'm going to use Enlightened. So this is Enlightened Light, and it is brownie and cookie dough. And I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of that. So remember, that's why we need this ice cream scoop. Oh, and I should have gotten it out just a few minutes earlier. So we're going to try and get this. This is the only problem with lighter ice creams is you do have to leave them out just a little bit and let them soften up before you eat them. So that also teaches you patience because you have to let them soften up. Okay, and then we're going to plop that right here on top. And if you wanted, come out. If you wanted some Cool Whip, like if you wanted some light whips, some light Cool Whip or some light whip topping, you could put that on there too. But now I have this beautiful banana split, and this whole thing, I did not use the whip topping, but this whole thing is like 3 to 5 smart points depending on how much ice cream you put on here. But I forgot the piece de resistance. So I love maraschino cherries on this. Because I have gotten this part down to 3 smart points, I'm going to put 3 maraschino cherries on there. So 3 maraschino cherries. So 1 maraschino cherry is 0 smart points. 3 I think is 1. But remember, I'm swapping out some things. I'm swapping out the fuller fat ice cream. I'm swapping out peanuts with peanut powder, and I'm swapping out and mine was Hershey. So Sylvia wanted to know what the brand was of the chocolate syrup. It was Hershey brand. I've got Walden Farms in here. but I haven't tried it yet. But anyway, so I've swapped those things out so that I can have 3 maraschino cherries, and I'm going to take a little bite for you all if I can get some of the melted ice cream, and I will save the maraschino cherries so that I can get a pretty picture of those after we get done. That is a perfectly swapped, perfect banana split. Okay, so that banana split again is only 3 to 5 smart points depending on how much you use of the other stuff. I think it's a pretty darn smart swap instead of 28 to 33. Okay, and then the last thing, because we had to wait on it to cook and it's just in time, is the apple. Do not fool yourself. This is hot, okay? This is hot, hot, hot. So this is at least this little crock that's in here is 260 degrees. Please do not let me catch you picking things like this up with your hands, okay? Do not let me catch you doing that. So this smells fantastic, and I know you can't smell it. I wish you could. But this smells fantastic, and I'm going to avoid the urge to touch this and show it to you. Here, I will use my towel. Hold on just a moment. So yeah, please do not pick this up. Super, super hot. Remember, the baking dish is going to be the same temperature as the air fryer. So there is the air fryer baked apple. And then what I do with that, and this is Halo Top blueberry crumble. So again, I'm just going to use I'm going to use a 1/4 of a cup. So, sorry, I did not rinse out my little scoop, so it's going to have a teeny tiny bit of chocolate on it. And the Halo Top has melted much better than the Enlightened straight out of the freezer. But I'm going to get a 1/4 of a scoop, a 1/4 of a cup of the blueberry crumble. And let me show you what that looks like. So instead of, again, a 33 point, 28 point, 30 point apple pie, hot apple pie, this is just as good. So it is an apple, or you can do the peach cobbler from IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And then you're just going to do a scoop of your favorite ice cream with that. Okay, so we're going to taste test this. Let me get a little bite of this here. So the air fryer baked apple recipe is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. The granola that I used is Eat My Granola Now, and that is available here at Casey Kitchen Center. Let me get a little bite here. And remember, the first bite is always the best one. That's why I love making it this way instead of an entire apple, like a big piece of apple pie, because by the time you get to the end of it, first of all, it's whatever I said, 30 smart points, and then it's just melted ice cream and soggy apple pie. So this way, everything stays fresh the whole way through. So let's see what it tastes like. Yep, with the blueberry crumble, that's delicious. Also, be good with vanilla bean. It would be good with the chocolate. It would be good with both of those. So, okay. So, does everybody think, are those some pretty smart swaps? So, is everybody happy with the swaps that we did tonight? Because we are finishing right on time. So, I need to know, show of hands, who's happy, or comment below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, who's happy with the swaps that we made, and who could be happy with all of this? I mean, this is pretty big. So, all of this for 3 points, I think, 3 to 5 points, or all of this for like 3 to 5 points, and you did not have to eat the entire pint of ice cream. So yeah, I could be happy with that, and I could stop myself with that. So, okay. Hope everybody had a great evening. Thank y'all so much for commenting. It sounds like a lot of people think these are great swaps. We will be back at this next week. Thank y'all for checking on my sister. I will try to keep you updated as the week goes on. I would show you Dusty, but he is snoozing. He had a busy day today, so he is snoozing. But if you were watching this on YouTube, just go ahead and let the next video roll over. It's going to be the chat from a couple of weeks ago, or it's going to be something that you need to watch for sure from us, from If You Have an Egg. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and click this little button down here, the subscribe button, and then click the bell so that you'll know each time that a new video is posted. Or over here, you can order things like our aprons and the shirts if you want to over on Spreadshirt. So y'all have a great week. Loved it again. Feels like I haven't seen y'all in a couple of weeks and it was just 1 week missed. But welcome to all of our new people. I had a great time again. Y'all have a good evening, and I hope y'all don't go to bed dreaming about ice cream. So have a good evening, and I'll see you next week. Good night.